Hey guys, it's Siobhan with Ducati and Beyond. Welcome back to my channel. To all my new subscribers, I want to say thank you. Welcome to the channel. To all my existing subscribers, thanks for sticking with me. I'm hoping that you're liking the content. Switching between monthly horoscope readings and these energy updates. So this has been a really highly charged point in time and space that we're in right now currently. What with the G1 storms a few days ago, we also had the solar eclipse on July 2nd. We have the partial lunar eclipse in Capricorn on the 16th, which is coming up. Today is actually the last day of the 260-day cycle of the Mayan calendar. And so tomorrow, the 13th, is the first beginning day of this new cycle or phase. And then we have another new moon in the same sign in Cancer as it was on July 2nd at the end of the month on July 31st, I believe. And then we also have the galactic new year on the 26th of this month. So there's, and to top it all off, we have 6 planets in retrograde, one of them being Mercury right now for this entire month, one of them being Chiron in Aries. So this is some pretty intense energy that we're in right now. You may have been feeling it. I know I sure have. There has been a lot of self-worth issues and self-worth false beliefs coming up, as in, like I'm not worthy. Issues to do with judgment and discernment. So the difference between those being that judgment is coming from a place of fear and discernment is coming from a place of objectivity. So it's discerning which one of those you're in. Also a lot of past stuff coming up. So various different ways. I've been having very, very vivid dreams, and that seems to be fairly normal when we have this kind of astrological energy taking place. Not to mention that we're so close to the full moon. We're very much in this full moon portal. We're also in this galactic cycle portal, this reset. And then there's, the larger portals of all of these retrogrades. So it's portals within portals. And I was listening to Aluna Ash, and that's basically what she was saying as well. I love her. She is always really on point with her information. And I always resonate a lot with what she's putting forth and what she's sharing with the collective, because a lot of it will confirm what I'm picking up on, but she just gets it in a more linear way, and I get it in a more symbolic sort of way. So it's good because you need both, right? It's the right mind and the left mind. Those two aspects together bring balance and wholeness and harmony. Yeah, there's been a lot of shifting internally and externally. So emotionally, lots of things are triggering at this point. So if you're feeling really extra emotional, I have come to refer to this as PFMS. So pre-full moon syndrome or pre-full moon symptoms. So I have a tendency to get extra emotional right before the full moon. And then on the full moon, it eases, it releases, and this tension and this buildup finally comes to a close. But it's funny because, when you're extra emotional and people go like, are you on your period? Like, what's going on? Now people are going, is it full moon coming up? Like, what's going on? So, yeah, and then not to mention with Mercury in retrograde, I feel like a lot of people really freak out about Mercury going retrograde, but it can actually be really beneficial because it's giving us this opportunity to reassess things from the past and karmic cycles that we no longer want to repeat. So it's actually an opportunity for us to be able to move forward. And especially just with all of the energy that we're in right now, with all of these portals, with all of these cycles, this is a door opening. So I keep getting all of this imagery and and this terminology of door openers and doors opening. So this is a gateway that we're passing through to be able to release ourselves from a lot of the karmic ties from the past, from the last 13 years and even further back as well, because there's cycles within cycles, and there's really, really large cycles, and then there's really small cycles, and they're all connected. But I've been feeling and getting a lot of information to do with Russia. So this has been really interesting to me, because I'm like, why is Russia all of a sudden a focal point? This is coming out of nowhere. So I don't know if this is something that's going to happen in Russia, or if this is something to keep our eyes on politically or geophysically, whatever. But if nothing else, what they've been pointing out to me has been a lot of karmic cycles and healing taking place within the Russian collective and with their history. So the history of, so say for example, Bloody Sunday is coming up for review and for healing, and a lot of the stuff that happened around that time period and throughout their history and their evolution as a country, as in that huge landmass, as well as Siberia. So more to do with that entire land area. It's this big collective clearing of trauma from within the human collective, as well as within the earth itself, in that location, because the location will really harbor a lot of the energy that takes place upon it. So that's what I mean when I say that we need to go to certain places, or at least send energy to certain places to help heal the land, because with healing the land, you're healing the collective mind as well, and vice versa. So it is about healing ourselves mentally and emotionally from that past trauma, but it's also about healing the earth from that absorption of trauma through osmosis, through absorption. So there was that. And then on a completely unrelated note, I've been channeling a lot of stuff to do with black holes. So there's a lot, like all around me, I'm seeing black holes. My attention's being drawn to black holes, shows and other things, just like in every area it's coming out. And I'm like, okay, what does this mean? And I've always believed, even before I was young when I believed this, I always just kind of had this feeling that black holes are entry points into other dimensions or universes. And I kind of got that confirmed for me. So whether you believe that or not, it's a theory, but it's something that I believe, it's something that resonates with me, that these really massive black holes they're kind of like wormholes, but in a different way. So I won't go into that, but they are portals, I guess you could say. And we have a massive, massive black hole in the center of our galaxy, and in the center of every single galaxy is a black hole. Some of them are billions of times larger than the biggest sun that we can measure. That is absolutely mind-boggling to think of. It almost pushes the levels of our consciousness to be able to imagine something that big. To imagine something, how was that created? It wasn't created from the explosion of a star. Those big extra massive ones, there's no way. And so scientists, mathematicians, astrophysicists, they don't even know. They just know that they're there, but they can't explain them. And so to me, this really speaks of the multiverse and how everything is connected through light and dark. So there's the black holes, and then there's these massive suns. And the sun is a portal as well. And so is the black hole. So it's just two different ways for the same thing. It's two different polarities of the same thing. Neither is good or bad. It just is. It's just how the fabric of space-time is created. And black holes are these infinite density infinite density. And so in my mind, I'm saying, well, this infinite density is this compactment of consciousness and matter. It is the unity, the ultimate unity and wholeness. And it opens up this void into this other realm, wherever that may be or whatever that is, we don't know. But that's what's been coming through for me. So that was pretty interesting. Let me see if there's anything else I wanted to share. I kept having this really weird urge to sing today. And specifically the song "Oh Holy Night." And I know that that's a Christmas song, and it's like a religious song, and I'm like, what is this all about? So I went and I actually sang it, and I looked up and Googled the karaoke version so that I could have the lyrics, because I don't even remember them. And it was just talking about the birth of Christ, and he is the Savior, and oh, our Lord, and the Holy Night. So I'm thinking that this is related to kind of where we're at right now. We're going into this rebirth cycle. So we're quite literally getting rid of all of the karma from the past and being reborn individually and as a collective. And this is quite literally bringing the second coming of Christ, because it's Christ consciousness. And so we're being reborn into Christ consciousness. And this isn't a process that happens overnight. This isn't going to just all of a sudden snap into action on the full moon. But this gateway, this portal, this doorway that we're going through right now is leading us onto a timeline where this resurrection for all of us, and as a human collective, and as a soul collective of the entire earth, all the animals, all the people, all the plants, all the minerals, everything, all the elements, everything becomes connected through Christ consciousness once again. And the awareness of that is palpable to all. So this is some pretty big stuff, and it's exciting. But in this moment, it can feel really difficult. There's been a lot of sort of existential crisis kind of thoughts coming up within myself and from the collective, kind of questioning where you're at in your journey, questioning your own sanity, especially for those who have just woken up. That's part of the post-dark night of the soul. When you start to expand your consciousness into realms where you previously thought where you previously felt that there was no way that was true, and now you're changing your beliefs and restructuring your belief system to incorporate material that is not necessarily tangible or physical. Of course, you're going to question you're going to have moments of questioning your sanity. But then as you progress along the journey, you begin to compile evidence as to why, even though you cannot measure it scientifically, you compile evidence as to how it is true for you. And that's ultimately what matters. So no matter where you're at on your journey, I think everybody's kind of having these little bouts of existential crisis of like, who am I? What am I doing? Why am I here? And then having this reaffirming of faith, especially that you're on the right path, that you're going in the right direction, that everything is unfolding as it should, that everything is in divine alignment, not to worry about the outcome, just to focus on the process and the steps that you're taking in the moment, remaining present, remaining aware and objective in each moment as best you can, taking care of your body as best you can, pruning your mind for all of the old beliefs that aren't serving you, if there's anything that's limiting you, or karmic cycles that you're becoming aware of and you don't wish to repeat, that's all coming up for review. So all of these retrogrades are all about review, and they're giving us opportunities to review in various different areas depending on what the planet represents and the energy that they hold. I'm not an astrologer, but I do feel these energies just empathically, clairsentiently, and psychically. So, I really want to wish you guys all of the best of energy. I don't want to say luck. I want to say energy to transition through these portals, because I know from my own personal experience, subjectively, that, yeah, it's been a little bit difficult. And so another thing is that I wanted to reduce some of my prices, and I'm calling it a summertime sadness discount because of just how absolutely punch in the gut this energy has been. And so I want to make my services more widely available to those who may need it but not have been previously able to afford it. So take advantage of that while you can, because, Lord knows we need some healing individually and collectively. And I'm also going to be starting to do some live YouTube stuff. I've never used the live function before, and so I've kind of been tinkering with it, trying to figure out how to do it. And I'm thinking of doing live energy updates, live meditations and Reiki healings, as well as live Q&A with tarot and channeled intuitive guidance. So if you guys would like to see that, please let me know, because I am expanding on this journey, and it's good to have the feedback. All right. I think that's it for today. I think I said everything I needed to say. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. Thank you for being here in this collective, in this time of great change. Thank you for the work that you're doing on a conscious or subconscious level. Thank you for being drawn to this material, because it tells me that you are making great changes in expanding your consciousness. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I honor you. I love you. All right, we'll see you next time, guys. Bye.